Who should you bet on to win the 2025-2026 NFL MVP? Let's get into it. If any of you guys don't know how odds works, plus 600 means a 1 in 6 chance. So just under 20% roughly. The two front runners, Allen and Jackson, both have won it. Jackson won in 2023 and 2024. Josh Allen won in 2025. Now, the case for both of them, so here's essentially how you win MVP, is you need to win your division. That's a given. You need to have big wins. So in your primetime games, you're probably going to need to win all of those, or maybe go 3-1, 4-1, 3-0. You know, if you don't have many, if you've only got 2 or 3 primetime games, you need to win those. You need to finish as the 1, 2, or maybe 3 seed, but essentially you need to be the 1 or the 2 seed. I believe if you're going to kind of pick chalk, I'd probably go Allen over Jackson. I think Allen, because he doesn't have a Derrick Henry in his backfield, is going to take on more of the load in his offense, and his division is easier. So, I mean, if you don't win your division, you can't be MVP. Overall, though, I probably wouldn't bet on either of these guys. I mean, betting them at pretty much 20%, I don't think either one of these guys has a 20% chance to win it. Now, we'll move down a little bit. Joe Burrow, who is just right below Allen and Jackson, plus 650, plus 600, plus 600. I also wouldn't bet on him. Look, he had the best season of his career last year. Jamar, T, Chase Brown in the backfield. Defense was horrible, so they were always coming back in games. I think the defense will be better. I think the offense, just law of averages, will be a little bit worse. And if you couldn't win it last year with how good his stats were, with all the things he led in, I don't think he's going to win it with a worse statistical year and possibly 2 or 3 more wins in such a tough division and conference. It's also tough to see Joe Burrow finishing with 13 or 12 wins, which is probably what he would need. So I don't think Joe Burrow is a good bet either. Now, Patrick Mahomes, he's an interesting one. Slightly worse odds than the top 3 guys. Now, what I like about him is he hasn't won in a couple years, which is big. I do believe the voters get some fatigue voting the same people year over year. Same thing in the NBA. And I think Mahomes could be in for kind of a sleeper 5,000-yard, 40-touchdown year. Now, is it a guarantee? No. But with Rice, with Brown, with Worley, with Kelsey in his final year, I think they might open up this offense, and I think Mahomes might go bonkers. So I probably wouldn't bet on him, but so far I would say that Mahomes at plus 700 on 2 sites. I think that's a good value. Jaden Daniels, the rookie of the year, very talented. I think this is a bad bet. I think this is a bad bet all day. Look, same thing happened with C.J. Stroud, a phenomenal first year. People are talking about him as these guys are the tier 1 quarterbacks, Allen, Jackson, Burrow, Mahomes. I think Daniels is going to kind of come to reality this season. I think he'll still be a top 10 quarterback. I'm kind of skeptical if they even make the playoffs. I think they'll win 9 games, maybe 10. I'd guess 9-8. You're not winning MVP at 9-8, and I do not believe his stats will be as good as they were last season. For both those reasons, I think this is a horrible bet. Jalen Hurts, plus 2,000. This is enticing. Plus 2,000 odds, meaning these sports books believe that Daniels has more than a 2 times more likely percent chance of winning MVP. I think Hurts is... I mean, look, as I've mentioned, you have to win your division. You have to win big games. You have to have a few key moments. And you have to be the 1 or the 2 seed. Jalen Hurts, I mean, who's a more likely quarterback to be the 1 or the 2 seed? These 4 guys at the top are all going to be competing with each other. 2 of them will obviously not be the 1 or the 2 seed. And potentially only 1 of them will be a 1 or a 2 seed. Jalen Hurts at this point in time, if you look in Vegas, they believe the Eagles will be the 1 seed. They believe the Eagles will be in the Super Bowl again. Jalen Hurts is leading they've got A.J. Brown, they've got Devontae Smith, they got Goddard, they got Barkley. It's going to be a high-scoring offense. And if Hurts has a decent passing year, if he has 40 total touchdowns with 10 of them being the tush push, a great passer rating, 15 wins. You can't doubt Jalen Hurts. I mean, I think he's got legit potential. Justin Herbert at roughly the same odds as Hurts, depending on the site. I'm not a big fan of this. He's got the potential if he airs it out. Jim Harbaugh's not going to let him throw for 5,000 yards. I'm kind of skeptical they win the division, and if they do win the division, I think it's more on the back of a bad Chiefs year and not a 14-3 Chargers year. If they were to win the division, it's going to be on him being really efficient and throwing for 190 yards per game. I don't see a world where Justin Herbert wins MVP. Now let's move down a little bit. Jordan Love, I think it's possible. He's got the talent. He's got the cachet. He's got the weapons with Matthew Golden coming over there. I could see him having an air raid offense year, a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns. The division is really tough. Anyone coming out of the division is going to be just the fact that they're playing those teams. They're going to go 3-3, 4-2, maybe 5-1. It's going to be tough to get the 1 seed if you're in the NFC North. It's going to be tough to win the division, first of all. So I probably would not bet on Love. Baker Mayfield, I got it super likely to win his division, at least according to Vegas. They've got like a 50% chance to win that division. The Buccaneers' ceiling is 11-6, 10-7. I don't see them getting the 1 or the 2 seed. I actually believe the Falcons will win that division anyway, so I think he'll be ruled out because of that. But we've seen Baker. Baker at his best is not an MVP caliber player, so I think he is out of discussion. Another guy that I would 100% consider betting on at plus 2,500 is C.J. Stroud. I think this offense is going to be electric this year. He's in a bad division. They can probably go 6-0 or 5-1 in the division. They can get to 12 or 13 wins legitimately this year. Nico Collins, they got Christian Kirk over there. I could see him having an electric year. And I could see them being the 1 seed just because of how easy that division is. I would watch out for C.J. Stroud. Kyler Murray at plus 5,000. I think he's very talented, and he has been in the MVP discussion previous years. I think it's a bit of a pipe dream at this point to expect Kyler Murray to return to form. He's got Marvin Harrison over there. The division is open. You could win that division relatively easily. I just don't think he's that caliber of quarterback anymore. I just don't see him. Caleb Williams at plus 3,000. I think he'll be better this year. That division is so tough. I think if Caleb Williams was the kind of guy that would win an MVP in his second year, he would have shown more flashes in his first year. I think he'll be better. I think they'll be an average quarterback, and I think they'll be 8-9, 9-8. Brock Purdy, plus 3,000. Look, his Cinderella year was a couple years ago. He's still going to be a good quarterback. It's not really possible for him to win MVP. Another guy that I don't think it's really possible for him to win MVP is Jared Goff. Look, the Lions had their Cinderella year last year. All the stars aligned. He still didn't win it. He wasn't even really in discussion for it. The Lions will most likely be worse this year. They most likely will not be the 1 seed again. And, I mean, it sucks. Last year was his chance if he was ever going to win it. I think his chances are done. Now, Dak Prescott, look, at plus 4,000, I think that is a very good value. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, a questionable defense and no run game. If he can win the division, I could see him having 5,500 passing yards and breaking the record. He's got a chance to do that with how bad that run game is, how mediocre that defense is, and all those good passing attacks there are in the NFC. If they win the division with a good Eagles team in that division and a decent Washington team, I would not be surprised if Dak is in that discussion. Matthew Stafford, plus 4,000. I think he's too old. His best years are behind him. He'll be good, but not MVP good. Bo Nix, plus 7,500. No, he's not on the level to be an MVP caliber guy. He might be average again. I think he'll regress a little bit to the mean. Trevor Lawrence, questionable division. You got Hunter, you got Brian Thomas, you got ETN, you got Bigsby, you got a new coach. He could go berserk this year at plus 5,000. Maybe if it was plus 10,000, I'd consider it, but I don't think those odds are good enough for me to take a swing on him. Drake May. I don't think so. I don't think that offense is built for him to succeed. They got Buffalo in that division. I don't think they're going to win the division. I don't think they're even going to be close. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, at plus 8,000, he has proven in the past he can win an MVP, no doubt. He's throwing to just DK Metcalf, so I know he's going to be arguing with him by week 2. Good defense. Could they be 10-7 again? Possibly. I doubt they win the division. I doubt they're a 1 seed if they do win the division. So I think we're going to rule him out. Now, Saquon Barkley, this one's also a rollout. I mean, he's plus 5,000. If he would have won it, it would have been last year. And he wasn't, honestly, even if he broke the rushing record, which he could have, he wasn't going to win MVP over Allen or Burrow or Jackson. He was fourth in command. He wasn't close. Tua, they got the weapons for him to light it up. And he has shown that he can be on par with Josh Allen at his best. I'm kind of skeptical. I think Tua's on his way out of the NFL. He could have a resurgence, though. I mean, it's possible, but plus 6,000 is good enough odds. I do like Michael Penix at plus 6,000 or plus 6,600. I think London, Pitts, Bijan in a dome, in a questionable division, I could see them putting up 30 points per game if everything breaks right for him. The NFC is not as stacked as the AFC. I wouldn't be if the Falcons finished 12-5, second in the NFC. I wouldn't be stunned per se. Sam Darnold, there's 0% chance last year. All the stars aligned, and he still didn't get close to MVP, so that is a non-factor. Jahmyr Gibbs at plus 10,000. There is no way he could win MVP. He's not the kind of back that would win MVP is Saquon Barkley. If he, if the team was undefeated, 17-0, and he won the rushing record, maybe. But even Saquon didn't win. Jahmyr Gibbs is not that kind of running back that is going to win an MVP. We got Bryce Young. Once again, the division is open. He's got Tedero McMillan and Xavier Legette. I don't see it. Russell Wilson plus 20,000. Yeah, if Russell Wilson's holding up the MVP trophy, I probably would have to stop being an NFL fan. You'd know it's scripted at that point. Christian McCaffrey, I mean, this is decent value. Do I think a running back can win it? Not really. But when he's healthy, with a depleted 49ers roster, look, if they go 12-5 and easily win that division and then look like a formidable foe again, make a deep Super Bowl run, and I know it's not a postseason award, but if McCaffrey's a bell cow, 25 touchdowns, something crazy, maybe. If there's not a quarterback that is excellent, I could see it. Maybe. Anthony Richardson, I don't think it's humanly possible. He can't throw the football very well. Bijan Robinson, once again, no, I don't see it for him. J.J. McCarthy, I haven't really seen him play. Cam Ward, haven't seen him play. Derrick Henry, no, not with Lamar Jackson back there. Derek Carson, what sport book is this? They're just trying to steal your money. I'm not. Which sport book is the second? Let's figure this out. It is that MGM? I'm not sure if that's MGM, but they are trying to steal your money because Derek Carr's not even playing. TJ Watt, I don't really think it's possible. If they really have a dominant defensive year and he's got 6 strip sacks, 2 pick sixes, 22 sacks, maybe. I don't see it. CeeDee Lamb, it's not really possible for a wide receiver to win it because the quarterback would have to be excellent, and the quarterback wins it. Geno, no. Jamar Chase, no. That was his MVP year, and he didn't win it. Myles Garrett, same thing as TJ Watt. Max Crosby, same deal. And let's see if there's anyone else I think is possible. Oh, my gosh. Dude, look, this is just robbery. Devon A-Chain, are you serious? Devon A-Chain to win MVP. I mean, Bucky Irving to win MVP. I wonder if there's anyone betting Bucky Irving to win MVP. Look, Travis Hunter could be the wide receiver that wins it. If he's a top 3 wide receiver and then an elite corner, it's like, okay, and the Jags win the division, I mean, I'd be impressed. I'd be like, okay, got to give it to him, I guess. Let's keep scrolling. Shador Sanders, that's crazy. Is there anybody else that we think could win it? Alvin Kamara, there's no way. DK, no. Jackson Dart, no. Yep, I think that covers everybody. I think that does. Nick Benito. I couldn't imagine betting. That's absurd.